going on, everybody? I just picked up the parts, got them all here, so going to be doing a service on my bike today. Going to be taking the fairings off and keeping them off as well, because honestly my fairing bolts, like most of them are missing, so I'm literally just going to be taking them off and then only putting them back on after my fairing bolt kit arrives from eBay. It's all stainless steel, really good quality. I did it for my Honda 250 as well, and it was really good. So you guys might be wondering what is wrong with the bike. Well, a couple of things. This massive, I don't know, so there's a crack there, and there's a mount that goes here and here, and both of them are like completely demolished. Another thing that I don't really like about having the undertail exhaust is the electronics. So I've seen a couple other people have the tail light above the exhaust, but for me, I have a whole bracket assembly below the exhaust. That includes my license plate. And you can see in there all of the electronics, and it's just a mess. The one thing that I'm going to be happy about turning this bike into a track bike is making that whole rear assembly look a whole lot neater.
So I got underway with taking the fairings off. The only reason why I didn't do it up to this point is because I wasn't confident in my own abilities to put the bike back together. I was scared I was going to take it off and then just lose track of where the fairing bolts go, or you know, whatever. But I sort of thought, well, I'm never going to learn if I don't try. So I took off the fairings, and with a bit of help from Connor here, I managed to look at a few issues, which I shall show you now.
Alright guys, I have taken off, you can't really see, I've taken off lots of the fairings. Well, not lots, but, and just look at this shit. So I'm leaking oil somewhere. I don't know where from, but oil leak, right? Look at this as well. I have a hole in my fucking coolant tank, and that's how much coolant I have. That's how much I've been running for like the whole time. I don't know how long it's been like that. So I need to order a new coolant tank, of course. For now, I guess I'll just buy some coolant for when the coolant tank comes in. But yeah, now I need a new headlight unit, right? And this is why. So you can see there's a mount there, but it's like completely snapped off. And then one there as well. I tried to like plastic weld it, but that's not gonna work. So now that I've taken off that side and given you all an update on how the bike actually is, I'm gonna take the rear fairing off, try to get the seat off, look at the battery, and hopefully take off all that bracket, all that mess.
To take off the rear cowl, it's super easy, or the rear fairing if you want to call it that. It's 4 bolts, you just take it off, wriggle it a little bit. Took off the seat as well to inspect the battery, nothing wrong there, and then unplug the cables, which I'll show you now.
Okay, so I took off the rear fairing and the rear seat, or the passenger seat, whatever you want to say, and as you can see, there are these cables here that plug into these ones, and then there's like this cover, right? So literally all you have to do is unplug these 3 cables, okay?
Now don't do what I did and order stuff for the tail that isn't specifically for the specs of this year of bike. I ordered what I thought was a 2009 tail tidy. It ended up being for the 2007 model, so just be careful when you're ordering stuff for the tail tidy, or else you're going to end up with problems like the wiring issues, indicators falling off, not working, so just be careful.
Now the only thing that's holding it up right now is a zip tie, so here we go. Oh, oh, that's so much better. Does that not look sexy? That's sexy. That is very, very sexy. Oh, no.
So once my wet dream was over about this undertail exhaust, I got back to work, I put the seat back on, took it off because I realized that the rear fairing goes on much easier with the seat off. But yeah, I'm so glad that that bracket is gone because honestly it just ruined the look of the undertail exhaust in my opinion. And I love how the Two Bros logo sort of sticks out and really stands out. Polish it up a little bit, which is going to cause issues for me later on, so make sure you keep watching.
Alright, let's try this. I'm tightening it. Wait, which way? Yeah, that's... this is so confusing. I can't figure it out.
Don't worry, I didn't just leave it like that. I did go out and buy a socket for the oil filter. Did the oil filter change and then topped up the oil too much, so this is me draining the fresh oil out of the oil pan until it's at the correct level, and then I turned on the bike started smoking because of the brake cleaner on the exhaust. I panicked, took it off the track stand, and this happened.
So I don't know if you could see on the video, on the time lapse, but I dropped it when I took it off the kickstand, the track stand. The kickstand wasn't down. All I can really do is figure out what I'm going to do with these fairings, see if I can fix it, and yeah, just try to make sure that they're not going to fucking fly off the bike when I'm on track.
So once again, I took the rear fairing off and taped it up.
Alrighty, so I've sort of fixed up my rear fairing. I realized that the damage wasn't actually that bad. I could sort of just like pop it back into place. It was missing the paint on the top, but the cracks all lined up, so there's no pieces that are missing. I've just taped it up for now. That's what it looks like. So it doesn't actually look terrible, but obviously it's not ideal. I can plastic weld it, it just won't have the paint on the top. I ordered a track fairing kit just now from Go Motor. They're based in Perth, which is pretty good. Hopefully it should come to me pretty soon. So for now I need to focus on that front fairing, make sure it's going to be working before track.
And I knew when I dropped it and I saw the fairings were sort of out of place, I knew it was going to be a pain because of this left headlight. Yeah, it's just annoying me at this point. I'm fuming. I'm trying to hold it up with zip ties connected to the handlebar. Nothing was working. It was like the tray underneath the headlight that was causing the most issues, because that's what's connected to the fairing.
I've finally fucking got this headlight, or the fairing, like loose, right? So I can pretty much take it off. I've just left one bolt over there. This fucking headlight unit, I swear to God, it was hanging on by the bottom one, which is connected to this, which is connected to the fairing. Okay, so I've taken the fairing off. I had an issue with the recording, but fairing is off, headlight is out and unplugged. So that's very good. I have a very minor oil leak here. So here, where is that? There. I had a very minor oil leak. There was like some dirt and stuff there, but I've cleaned it up. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I need to find a way how to seal these cables as well. I can't just have bare cables like that on the bike, because I don't want water getting into them and frying the wiring. I need to order a new one of these because there's a bit that's snapped off and it bolts onto here, because I don't think it comes with a fairing kit. So now I'm going to put my fairings back on and use the fairing bolt kit that came, and replace all of the fairing bolts and just put the bike back together as best I can. I think that will be good knowledge for when I fit the headlight and then get the bike basically track ready.
Alright, so funny thing is, I actually had a guy who had the exact headlight that I needed, and he was like, oh, you can just take it, I'm never going to use it. I was like, awesome, great. Whereabouts do you live? Let me come pick it up. I can organize an Uber to pick it up from yours and drop it off at mine. I'll pay for the part, whatever. And he just never, he's like allergic to planning. It's crazy. Like, it's actually crazy how many times I contacted him and he said, yeah, I can do that. And then just never actually did it. So I ended up leaving the headlight out here, but I just gave up on him and ended up putting the headlight back in a week later. Alright, it's a week later and Connor is here to help me out. Took off the fairings super quick. A new coolant overflow tank finally arrived, as well as a new clear windshield so I can see out the front when I go full tuck, which is great. Connor got through the coolant overflow tank for me super quick, which is amazing, but he did make a mess, as you can see. We did run the bike after we replaced it to make sure there were no leaks, and there wasn't, so thank you very much, Connor. I got on the bike and made sure my helmet wasn't going to hit the quad lock mount, and it was, so I took it straight off, and then we inspected the bike, got it up to temperature.
Okay, I got Connor. He's here to help me, which has been great so far, because he swapped over the coolant overflow tank pretty quickly. As you can see, that is now fixed, and we topped it up a little bit, ran the bike until it was really hot, and yeah, it's been all good so far. This is the old one, thank you. Look at that, look at how fucked up that is. You can see the hole right there, but pretty yucky and gross, and yeah, definitely needed replacing. I got a what do you call it, a visor, like a windshield visor from AliExpress, and that's what it looks like. Very sexy. I can see through it now. Obviously had to get that Street Mob sticker on there. Link in my bio, link in description for the link to the store to grab yourself a helmet sticker kit. That's what I used for that. Comes with a bunch of different stickers you can chuck on your bike or your helmet. Also, you can just grab a Street Mob sticker like that, put it on your windshield. Pretty sick, pretty sleek. I like it. So now we're going to be doing the cam and timing. No, the timing chain. No, timing chain? Timing chain. We're going to do the timing chain tensioner. We're going to change that because you can kind of hear it. It sounds like shit. So I got the tensioner and the gasket there. I'll turn it on and you guys can have a listen to what it actually sounds like. So obviously the engine's pretty loud. I don't know how well you could hear it, but it's pretty grainy, like it sounds like scratchy. So that's just the chain, it's a bit loose. It is a common issue with the 2009 CBR600s. And it is pretty easy fix, I believe. So, but we're about to find that out. So, yeah, I'll let you know how it goes.
So there were 2 bolts that were easy to undo, and then there was one sort of tucked away. Connor also undid the chain tensioner, so I had to like push it back in and put the pin back in. So good one, Connor. But hey, we got it done. But yeah, this bolt was a pain.
Alright, so Connor's just left to get some more tools because we can't access this one bolt which is on the chain tensioner. So you can see we've already gotten that one there and that one down there. I don't know how well we can sort of see that shit. But there's one on the other side which we can't access, so Connor's going to get some different tools that hopefully we can get that other bolt out so that we can get a new one in, if that makes sense. And then after that, we've pretty much done everything mechanically. I'm going to put the old headlight back in because I can't find one anywhere. So as you can see, there's just a hole. So I don't know, I'm just going to put it back in and tape it up and hope for the best. I've heard that the inspection at the track is normally pretty lenient, so we should be good, we should be chilling. Yeah, I'm going to tape up the headlights and let you all know how that goes.
So I was going to tape up the front headlights, but Connor ended up crashing the party. So he came back. We realized that we literally cannot reach it unless we do this, which is moving the entire tank out of the way and then pushing the wiring harness out of the way with a whole lot of elbow grease. We finally got it. So yikes.
Alright, we're finally done with that chain tensioner. It was a fucking pain getting it to come out because of that one bolt that we couldn't reach. We had to go in like through there to get to it over there. Yeah, it just wasn't really that great. We had to take the tank off and everything. So now we're going to be putting the fairings back on to the bike. And then we're going to be like fixing up the front end, taping it all up, making sure it is okay, and then it should be good for track. So I'm very excited. Track is next weekend, so I cannot wait. I might take a little test ride as well.
So while we were putting the fairings back on, I absolutely crashed out. I kept chewing out the bolts and it was annoying the fuck out of me. So enjoy the scratch out. Little did I know my troubles were literally only starting. The front of the bike was an absolute nightmare. I just couldn't get this headlight unit in no matter what. But with a bunch of brute force, zip ties and duct tape, I managed to make it work. And then cleaned up, had a bit of food, and took it out for a test ride. The bike felt good, a lot more responsive. I think that was because of the timing chain tensioner. And yeah, I was feeling confident. I was feeling happy with how it felt. and yeah, it just got me more excited for the track. And with that, the track bike is finally a track bike. It's track ready, and yeah, it was great. I learned definitely lots.
Okay, we've made it to the track, Tom. We got the bike set up and everything. Right here, pit lane. We got the fast group on track right now, and we got carts, and then it'll be us. I'm in the induction group. But yeah, I'm very excited. It was terrible weather overnight, but it has cleared up pretty nicely. It looks to be pretty dry. Yeah, what the fuck? Alright, I gotta go. Alright, never mind, it wasn't for us. So we got carts, and then we're going on the track. So weather was terrible overnight, but it has dried up. The sun is out, and the track does look very dry. So there's a slight wind, just a little breeze. But yeah, I'm very excited. I didn't really have any good hopes for the weather, but considering that it's supposed to be raining heavy everywhere, this is very good weather. So I'm very happy. Can't wait to get on track. Look at this sexy boy. Oh, fuck.
Alright, enough chit chat. Let's get to the riding, the part that you've all been waiting for. I was nervous before the first session, but I just wanted to have fun out there and not ruin my bike after putting in all that work to get it onto the track. So you can see us lining up here in the pit lane, and I got this camera angle from the Meta glasses. It's a little life hack for anybody who doesn't want to get a super expensive camera, big bulky one, because you're actually not allowed anything attached to your helmet when you're on the track. So that's why the glasses are a good option. But yeah, first 2 laps we were behind the coach, and I was just looking at his line. I wasn't sure if he was trying too hard, probably not. But yeah, I was just sort of sighting out the lap, or the track, and then after 2 laps he let us go. So enjoy my first flying lap here. part coming up where the coach actually overtakes me on his R1, and having him in front of me really boosted my confidence. I could see which line he was taking, so enjoy one of my faster laps. Not bad, but definitely not, super fast. But it is my first track day. I was just trying to feel comfortable on the bike again after not riding it for a while. Now, this is a massive moment I had. Being that close to coming off after telling myself that I was going to take it like chill, definitely got the heart racing, definitely got the adrenaline pumping, but after stopping and making sure the fairings were still intact, I got back on. Of the second session, the rain started coming down and it didn't really stop for the rest of the day, but after only 2 sessions I did learn lots and lots and lots. So thank you to everybody who helped me out, whether it was getting parts, fitting the parts, getting the bike prepped, or even just getting the bike to the track. Make sure you subscribe because there will be another track day vlog coming out very soon.